Hello, dear students. Today I am having your next chapter, that is Iswaran the Storyteller by R.K. Lakshman. R.K. Lakshman, born on 24 October 1921 and died on 26 January 2015. He was an Indian cartoonist, illustrator, and humorist. He is best known for his creation. I would like to describe the chapter. Mahinder worked as junior supervisor. Iswaran's story was told to Ganesh by Mahindra, who worked as a junior supervisor at different construction sites. As Mahindra was unmarried, he was able to live in the temporary shelters provided by the construction company. Iswaran accompanied Mahindra wherever he went. He was an advantage to him as he provided him company, cooked food for him, and even washed his clothes. Mahinder says that Iswaran would gather all the things required to prepare a meal with no time. Every morning, Mahinder would get ready, eat his breakfast, take his lunch along, and go for his work. In the meantime, Iswaran would clean the living place, wash clothes, take a bath, eat his lunch, read his favorite Tamil story book, and take a nap. In the evening, Iswaran would entertain Mahinder with his stories. Iswaran had the art of storytelling as he would use his body gestures, facial expressions, and voice modulation in order to bring his characters to life. Even though the stories seemed untrue, Ishwaran narrated them in such a unique way that Mahinder listened to him with curiosity. Ishwaran would start a story with an introduction. He would lay the background of the character, followed by the story. He described a simple incident in such detail, along with the actions, that it would create suspense in the listener's mind. Once he told Mahinder the story of an elephant that had escaped. He would lay background of the character, followed by the story. He described a simple incident in such detail. Once he described the story of an elephant that he escaped from the jungle and entered to the town. Reached the the beast reached Iswaran's school. As it destroyed the school property, all the students locked themselves up in the classrooms. At that time, Ishwaran was studying in one of the junior classes. He was watching the incident from the rooftop. He took a stick from the teacher and came down stairs in the crowd. He walked towards the elephant as it threatened to attack him. Iswaran was not scared of it. He gathered all his strength and hit the elephant on its toenail quickly. This attack stunned the elephant. It fainted and fell on the ground. He did not complete the story and said he was getting late for the dinner. He went to get the dinner, but Mahinder was curious to know what happened next. As Iswaran did not continue with the story, Mahinder had to remind him that the ending was pending. Then Iswaran said that a veterinary doctor was called. He brought the elephant back to consciousness, and after 2 days, a Mahat was called who took the elephant back to the jungle. Mahinder asked Iswaran that how did he manage to overpower the huge beast. Iswaran replied that he used the technique of a Japanese martial art, which was either karate or jujitsu. He had read about it somewhere that the martial art was able to make a person unconscious by paralyzing the nervous system. Every day, Iswaran would narrate one or the other story, which was entertaining for him and fulfilled the absence of a television in his living quarter. One morning, Iswaran asked permission to cook a special dinner, as it was the day when they cooked meal for the dead elders of the family. That evening, Mahinder enjoyed a tasty meal and complimented Iswaran on his cooking skills. As Mahinder was relaxing after the meal, to his dislike, Iswaran started narrating a story related to ghosts and supernatural powers. He said that the factory area where they lived was earlier a burial ground. The very first day, he had seen a human skull lying around. He added that he was not afraid of ghosts and saw many bones and skulls. On a full moon night, he saw an ugly ghost of a woman who had a shrunken face, matted hair, and held an unborn baby in its arms. Mahendra was uneasy and scolded Iswaran for talking nonsense. He said that ghosts did not exist and ordered him to get himself examined as he thought that he had gone mad. Since that day, Mahinder felt uneasy and would peep out of the window in order to check the presence of any ghost around. One night, Mahinder woke up from his sleep as he heard some crying. At first, he thought that it was a cat looking for mice. As the sound became more harsh and deep, Mahinder could not ignore it and gave in to the desire of peeping out of the window. As he looked out, he saw the white moonlight and a dark shadow holding a bundle in its arms. As he saw the ghost, he started sweating, breathing heavily, and fell back on the bed. After some time, Mahinder thought that probably his subconscious mind was playing a trick on his and actually there was no ghost. He got ready the next morning and had forgotten the incident of the previous night. Iswaran greeted him and gave him his lunch bag. Said that a few days ago Mahinder had scolded him for discussing the ghost, but last night he saw it himself. Iswaran had heard Mahinder crying at night. It was confirmed that Mahinder had seen the ghost the previous night and it was not a trick played by his mind. Once again, Mahinder was frightened. He left in a hurry and resigned from the job. He could not live at a haunted place for a single day. So, this was a chapter. Hope you have enjoyed the chapter and it is clear to all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.